Hello people, I've just been watching this video because I like to watch this video because this scene in Starship Troopers is really well put together, and I keep coming back to it just to remind myself of how citizen versus civilian was played out in this particular scene. Now, I know it's only a scene from a movie, but someone had to sit down and write the scene, someone had to think about it, someone had to put it in context of an environment. And this video starts off, and I've just noticed something new, which kind of relates to the modern day, where we have this big struggle between the liberals and the conservatives, if you like, the rise of certain figures have come, popularist figures, if you like, have come about. More recently, on the conservative side, you have things like Milo and Jordan Peterson, I believe, is the intellectual type who's coming up, but he's not really right. He's more arguing for balance. Whereas Milo is saying, be a conservative, be proud, stand up to the liberal left. And here we are in today, well, today being today, what is it, end of May 2018, that we have just really in the last couple of weeks had this, or been made aware of this land-grabbing socialist policies going on in South Africa. This communist retaking of property, reappropriation of property, redistribution of wealth, socialist idea manifesting in the rainbow nation of South Africa. They're like, we love everybody, everybody's cool. And now we have a government in place who's being very pro-black rights, pro-black property rights, what do they call it? Is it reparations, I think they sometimes call it, where they're trying to increase black wealth, basically. And whatever the story is in South Africa, that's the story in South Africa. I wish them all well. Let's hope there's not any bloodshed. But I was just watching the first scene of this clip, and it actually covers that. And I just want to introduce how this clip is introduced. Is like Rico is daydreaming. This guy here, he's just drawing on his sketchbook, doing a doodle, and the film makes a point of saying, Rico, Rico! Like, snap out of it. It's almost like a trying to get your attention from beyond the movie. Yeah. Stop not just watching the video, or stop just watching the movie and just watch the movie. Really watch the movie at this point. Don't be the teenager who's getting distracted. And the movie Starship Troopers with this teacher, who's obviously quite an important character in the movie, really tries to drill it home to these students about what the problems were in this fictional setting.
Rico! Rico! Pay attention.
Sorry, Mr. Ratchak.
Let's sum up. This year we explored the failure of democracy. While the social scientists brought our world to the brink of chaos.
The failure of democracy. How socialist scientists brought our world to the brink of chaos. And I just thought, holy macaroni, that's pretty close to home at the moment. The socialist left being in control of all the universities, like the scientists element of it. The fact that a lot of these left-leaning universities are pumping out almost like indoctrinated cultist-like left-leaning people, where it's liberal at all costs, but in the end nothing is liberal. Everything becomes shut down by this kind of communist socialist belief. It's almost a too perfect belief in a way. It becomes so perfect it suffocates itself.
We talked about the veterans, how they took control and imposed the stability that has lasted for generations since.
So now he's talking about the veterans who took control. So in the Milo sense of it, he would be referring to the right-leaning conservatives, the people who have all the guns in America, for example, and the left liberals don't. And basically it got to the stage in this example is where the liberals just said, the conservatives just said enough is enough. We need to sort this out. We need to restore the status quo in some respect.
You know these facts, but have I taught you anything of value this year? Why are only citizens allowed to vote?
It's a reward. What the Federation gives you for doing federal service.
No. Something given has no value.
Something given has no value. If someone gives you something for free, you become a debtor to them. So in actual fact, if something given makes you a debtor, therefore you owe someone. That's why it has no value.
Look, when you vote, you are exercising political authority. You're using force. And force, my friends, is violence. The supreme authority from which all other authority is derived.
My mother always said violence never solves anything.
Really? I wonder what the city fathers of Hiroshima would say about that. You.
They probably wouldn't say anything. Hiroshima was destroyed.
Correct. Naked force has resolved more issues throughout history than any other factor. The contrary opinion, that violence never solves anything, is wishful thinking at its worst. People who forget that always pay.
Yeah, interesting that, isn't it? Because you look at the current system of government that we have in the UK, it was all based around Magna Carta. And what was Magna Carta? It was a rebellion, if you like. It was an interesting time. And then you have things like, like inviting in a foreign king to displace your own king in order to maintain your power level. You know, there's all this weird stuff going around Magna Carta, and there's always been the argument it was taken under duress. The Pope agreed, the Pope nullified it, and then it all started off again. Then John dies, and his son has to inherit the problems that his father didn't deal with or created, whichever way you want to look at it. And lo and behold, this whole influence that you have upon, which is force. I mean, a civil war is a force. A rebellion is force. It's a call to arms to fight for your standing in terms of status and what you believe in as your rights. Let's crack on.
Rico, what's the moral difference, if any, between a civilian and a citizen?
What's the moral difference, if any, between a citizen and a civilian? Most people don't even know what a citizen is. I was in a court case just yesterday where a chap was invited into the courtroom. He said, "Hello, so-and-so, could you please give us your name?" Lovely. "Could you give us your address?" Lovely. "Could you give us your date of birth?" Lovely. "Oh, and one more thing. Are you a British citizen?" To which he said, "Yeah." I mean, who wouldn't say they're a citizen of the country that they're in? Who wouldn't? It's crazy, isn't it?
A citizen accepts personal responsibility for the safety of the body politic, defending it with his life. A civilian does not.
The body politic. Crucial.
The exact words of the text. But do you understand it? Do you believe it?
I don't know.
Of course you don't. I doubt anyone here would recognize civic virtue if it reached up and bit you in the ass.
Civic virtue. I'll leave it there. Maybe you could do a bit more research. I'll give you a little fruity a trail of sweets to lead you in the right direction. You can look at the original flag of the United States of America, compare that with the East India Company flag. You see the stripes going up, and you see the stars. You see the inverted colour pattern as well. Compared, and that would be the civil flag of the United States. And then during the Civil War, they had the citizen flag, the flag of war. So you had the peacetime flag, and you had the flag of war, of combat, which is the current stars and stripes that the US adopts. So one flag would be for civilians, and one flag would be for citizen rule within the same nation. But that's just a little rabbit hole to send you guys down. Enjoy.